Now at 6, we're live at the annual 4-State Farm Show in Pittsburgh. Plus, how a seminar at the show here looks to connect farmers with scientists. And an update on a wheat crop in Kansas. We'll hear from a farmer on what they are doing to deal with a tough season.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's not just for farmers. We're live tonight at the annual 4-State Farm Show at Pitt State's Plaster Center. More than 700 exhibitors are displaying products and services both inside and outside of this massive building. They range from farm, garden, and lawn supplies to products for home improvement, furniture, hunting, clothing, jewelry. Visitors can also find food, drinks, and plenty of giveaways. Day one of the farm show is over, but the farm show continues tomorrow and Sunday. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. We're going to have more on the farm show in just a bit for some of the day's top news stories. Authorities in Joplin say a man tried to abduct a child at yesterday's Third Thursday event. Police got a call about the attempted abduction just after 9 last night. They say a 5-year-old girl was by a bounce house near 3rd and Main when a man apparently grabbed her. The girl's mother and bystanders confronted that man, prevented him from getting away. That man, they say, is 28-year-old Johnny Earhart. He was arrested and he's been charged with child kidnapping. That child was unharmed. The only living suspect in the 1999 disappearance of Laura Bible and Ashley Freeman in Northeast Oklahoma has been released from prison. Ronnie Busick was released at 6:30 this morning. A judge sentenced him to 10 years in prison after he pleaded guilty to accessory to murder. He served 2 years and 4 months of that sentence. He'll now serve 5 years probation, one of which will be supervised. The case began back in 1999 when investigators discovered the bodies of Danny and Kathy Freeman inside their burning home in Welch. Authorities soon learned the couple's daughter, 16-year-old Ashley Freeman, and her friend, 16-year-old Laura Bible, were missing. For 24 years, authorities have searched different areas of Northeast Oklahoma and surrounding states in hopes of finding the girls' remains. However, so far nothing has been found. Once again, we are live at the Plaster Center here at Pitt State for day one of the 4-State Farm Show. It has wrapped up for today. It's going to continue tomorrow and the next day. The weather will be nicer in those days. Yeah, it definitely will. It's been a wet one for us today. We've had showers, even a couple little thunder showers out there earlier today, but you can still see the rain is rotating through, but you can also see the back edge is starting to push really from Iola to Chanute back toward Fredonia and Neodesha. So that means that the rain is only going to last in the next couple hours, and then things will start to dry up a little bit later on tonight. It is going to be kind of chilly. Eventually by morning we'll have clear skies, but we're going to be sitting into the upper 40s for overnight lows, but we are going to see a pretty good weekend. Temperatures right now are chilly. Most of us are sitting into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees as we continue to work through the evening hours. We'll kind of hold steady in the 50s, but eventually upper 40s later on tonight. Now, sunshine returns as we head into the weekend. We start to dry out, so of course, we're going to be looking at that here in just a bit. And we will catch you in a few. All righty. Douglas, thank you. Experts are crisscrossing Kansas evaluating the state's wheat crop. So far, reports say the crop not looking so good. Reporter Alex Jurgens spoke with participants in this year's Kansas Wheat Tour about just how bad the crop is and what some farmers are doing to weather this difficult time.
This week, the Kansas Association of Wheat Growers is touring through various farm fields, much like this one just outside Wichita, to check on this year's crop progress as part of this year's Kansas Wheat Tour. And as it stands right now, it appears that this year's crop is in not that good of shape.
Crews with backgrounds in milling, baking, food processing, and trading are walking the fields around Kansas, getting a look at the state's most well-known crop, some of them seeing a wheat field for the first time. Clay Shem has been traveling with the group. He's a farmer in Wallace and Morris counties. Crews are finding that this year's crop is in poor or very poor condition.
We haven't quite ran the numbers yet on our average yield, but I'm expecting it to be lower than it was last year and with a lot more abandoned acres along with it.
While rainfall has helped get the wheat to grow, Shem says for the crop to still be salvageable around the state is to add yield through bigger kernels and for more rain.
That does not add a ton of weight to, we'll have good test weights, we'll have good quality, On the side of that, we could see protein go down, so that ruins quality. But we could see good test weights if we keep that rain and that wheat finishes up.
Kansas farmer editor Jennifer Latsky says that in Kearney County, a crop insurance agent said out of 40,000 acres planted there, about 60% has already been zeroed. What more claims to process, that number could jump, they say, to 80%. Hundreds of exhibitors have set up displays here at the Four-State Farm Show. One hosted a discussion bringing farmers, ranchers, and scientists together. KOAM Shagun Bamidele has more on that.
The National Institute for Material Advancement at Pitt State today held a 1-hour workshop during the Four-State Farm Show.
We are focused in material science, so polymers and plastics is primarily our area of focus. We do a lot of work in bio-based materials, so we're very much in sustainable materials.
The workshop is called FAMS, which stands for Farmers Accelerating Research in Material Science.
And what that actually is doing is bringing scientists in, and this is our third time to do this. We've been partnering with Virginia Tech, partnering with Arizona State, and we bring the farmers in to meet with the scientists and talk about the challenges.
One scientist says polymer science will be used to help farmers recycle more efficiently.
Polymers are just plastics, and so if we can find a solution on how to use a bio-based polymer using recyclable ag products, that would be one. Or maybe we have a lot of plastic totes or a lot of hay netting that's plastic. Can we recycle those into the environment?
Elwig says building connections with local farmers will help the local economy.
So the local farmers are the ones with the issues, and so we're working really close with them because we want to solve their problem and build up the economy with the local farmers here.
In Pittsburgh, Shagun Bamidele, KOAM News.
Workshop is going to run through Sunday. The Coffeyville, Kansas Historical Society is receiving a $100,000 grant as part of the State Park Revitalization and Investment in Notable Tourism program. The Society says it'll use the grant to revitalize and upgrade the Dalton Defenders Museum and that beautiful brown mansion, providing a better experience for visitors. Again, we are live from the Four-State Farm Show at Pitt State. We're going to hear from Chase Kurtz with Continental Siding. That's coming up. Once again, we are live at the Four-State Farm Show at PSU's Plaster Center. Yes, it's called the Farm Show, and yes, there's a lot of farm equipment here. It's designed for farmers originally, but a lot more than that, and it appeals to a lot more than just farmers. In fact, close to me I see a raffle, and I see a brush cutter, and there's a taxidermist, and there's a leather shop, and right over here underneath this hat is the Continental Siding booth. Wearing the hat is the exhibitor Chase Kurtz. Chase, an awful lot of people coming through here. Have you seen a big crowd today for day one of the farm show?
It has been steady. I'd say the rain pushed people in, but like any show, you have spurts.
Well, that's a big advantage of having it indoors, as it has been for the last few years. A few years ago, it was always outside. Rain would chase them away. The heat would chase them away. Now there is no reason not to come by. And in fact, your booth offers something for people that may be dealing with some nasty weather this spring.
Yeah, so a lot of the wind damage and weather has influxed our work, but we also offer everything outside of the house, and our main goal here is to just raise awareness, let people know that we are on their team to allow them more time for their farm, and we can take care of their house.
Yeah, you have siding. I see you have shingles and other products and stuff that doesn't look just like conventional siding. Some of it looks like logs and wood shakes, and boy, siding has changed a lot in recent years.
It has a lot, yes. So we've been in business for 41 years, and we've actually gained control under our manufacturing of products. We specialize in seamless polymer siding and do everything as far as advanced polymer windows, doors, seamless guttering, and that simulated cedar siding has been a big hit, as well as naturally quarried stone.
All right. Chase Kurtz, thank you so much. If you're looking for Chase, just look for the hat. He will be underneath it. Doug Hetty's up next with his complete weather forecast live from right here at the Four-State Farm Show.
Well, of course, we're out here live in Pittsburgh for the Four-State Farm Show, and it was a good day to get inside today. We've had the rain kind of on and off, periods of showers, even a few little thunder showers. Outside, what you can see on our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Tower Cam, this is just to the west of Seneca, Missouri. The roads are going to be wet for the next several hours, so make sure you be careful on the roadways, but periods of showers continuing to work through. Now, where you see the yellows popping up on the radar, that is our bands of moderate rain. We aren't really seeing anything strong or severe, which is good news, and you can actually see the back edge of this rain from Iola to Chanute to Fredonia. But the rain is definitely going to stick around over the next few hours. Let's zoom into the metro from Pittsburgh, Joplin, Neosho, Miami, over toward Carthage. A little bit heavier just north of Carthage, and then toward Columbus and Cherokee County. On the Kansas side, the rain is starting to let up just a little bit. Just kind of light showers from Fort Scott back toward Independence. And most of the rain is going to be out of here in about an hour and a half. On the Kansas side, northeastern Oklahoma, bands of showers continue to push through, and then a little bit heavier once you get through northwest Arkansas into southwestern parts of Missouri. But once we get through this band, then it looks pretty good for the weekend. Rainfall amounts have been fairly light. In the light blue, most of us under a quarter of an inch, a little bit heavier once you get out toward Montgomery County, Nowata County, and also Washington County. But all this rain rolls out of here as we go through the overnight hours. We start to clear out, and temperatures, they actually dip back into the upper 40s a little bit later on tonight. So it's going to be a chilly start, but the afternoon is going to be fantastic. A little bit cooler tonight due to the cold front that is working through. So you can see our northerly winds, temperatures mainly sitting into the upper 50s across the region. Let's go outside, 7th and range line, and definitely see the water on the tower cam. 58. Little windy too. Look at those northerly winds, 10 to 15, but gusts upwards of about 22 miles per hour. If we look behind this system, not too much going on, so that's a pretty good indication that we're going to see a pretty nice weekend after we get rid of this system. So a sunny start for us tomorrow. We warm into the mid 60s by the noon hour, and then I think by the afternoon, most of us are going to top out right around 70 to 71 degrees. Tomorrow night, still a little bit chilly. Clear skies. We'll drop back into the upper 40s to near 50 degrees once again. Then a little bit warmer as we get into Sunday afternoon. We are going to have some clouds, partly sunny skies. High temps into the mid 70s, but a great weekend to get outside and enjoy it. If we break it down, just chilly start, 70 tomorrow, 73 on Sunday, and then a little bit warmer on Sunday into Monday. Next storm system, this is going to give us chances for showers, even a few thunderstorms, pop-up showers and thunderstorms late Tuesday, kind of sticking around into Wednesday. And really, we're going to have those rain chances all the way through Memorial Weekend. These are mainly going to be pop-up storms, so it's not going to be rain-out events. 70 tomorrow, 73 on Sunday, 76 on Monday, looking pretty good. And then we warm into the 80s as we get into the second half of next week. We do have those pop-up storms, but temperatures pretty nice.
Yeah, and the weekend in particular, looking beautiful.
I need to mow. That's what I'm going to do.
As inconvenient as this rain is, a lot of farmers are glad to see it.
Oh,
they desperately
need it.
Those farm ponds need to fill up again.
We need it.
We'll be right back. Pitt State Track and Field prepared for the Division II Outdoor Championships. And Missouri Southern Baseball wins their regional tournament opener against Arkansas Tech. Jacob Leonard's going to join us with post-game reaction from right here next.
The Missouri Southern baseball team is hosting a regional tournament this week for the first time in 31 years. And last night, the Lions won their tournament opener in Joplin, beating Arkansas Tech 4-3. Now, in that game last night, catcher Chayton Beck came up big for Missouri Southern. Beck had the go-ahead two-run homer in the 8th that gave the Lions their 4-3 win. Now, that was obviously the biggest play of the night, but Beck was great behind the plate, too. He caught two Arkansas Tech runners stealing second. He was pretty much a wall back there all night.
Defense is the biggest part of my game. Even when I'm not hitting, I know I can throw a ball. I can help my team out by keeping people off of second base. As long as I'm doing that, I can be happy with whatever happens with the outcome.
He's a weapon back there with his arm, and he really kind of stifles the running game and, makes coaches really think twice whether they should go or not. And, so that is the best part of his game. But he blocked a lot of good balls tonight, too, and he had a great game.
Now, Missouri Southern was supposed to be back on the field tonight in round 2 against Minnesota State Mankato. However, that game has been postponed due to weather instead. These two teams will hit the field at 11 tomorrow morning in Joplin. The Division II Outdoor Track and Field National Championships are next week in Pueblo, Colorado. Here at Pittsburgh State, 23 athletes have qualified to compete at Nationals. We're joined now by Pittsburgh State head coach Kyle Rutledge. Coach, 23 athletes qualify for Nationals next week. First off, that's a pretty big number. How does it feel to get 23 athletes qualified?
Well, it feels great that our coaching staff and our athletes did what they need to do to get into Nationals and have that representation for Pittsburgh State and the community.
All right, on the men's side, there's obviously high expectations on that side. You guys are the defending outdoor national champs. You're number one in the nation. You have one of the best groups of athletes of any team. Talk about the mindset of your group, knowing that in every race and every competition, they're coming after you next week.
Well, it's a good feeling. I mean, our kids have done well up to this point, but rankings are what they are at this point. What we have to do is make sure we do our job when we get there. I mean, rankings up to this point mean nothing. We have to show up and do our job. So it's a great feeling and recognition, but honestly, it doesn't mean anything at this point.
Who are the other teams, in the nation that you think will give you the biggest run for your money next week?
Well, West Texas does a great job. They've got a big contingent. They've got about 18 athletes. They're doing very well. Grand Valley's going to be in the mix as well. We don't see a whole lot of head-to-head matches with Grand Valley because they're more distance heavy. And then we also have Adams State, who is a very good team, very heavy in the distance as well. So we won't see them head-to-head, but West Texas is a very good team right now that's going to give us a lot of issues if we don't do our job.
I want to ask you about Cordell Tinch. It's a name we've said a lot on the news, and we've seen him do great things all year. He's got the number 2 long jump mark in Division II history, and then the 110-meter hurdle is the number 2 mark in all of college history. It seems kind of normal now for him to just break records every week. Will you talk about what makes him special and how special he's been to your program?
Well, the talent alone shows how special he is, and we're just really happy he's on our team right now. He gives our men's team a boost of energy, just not only athletically, but also his personality. He's just a great guy to coach. He wants to be great at everything he does. He wants to excel. He wants his teammates to do well. So he gives us that leadership we're looking for. He gives us the athletic ability that we need, and he helps our men do everything that they're looking to do and help them achieve this goal that we're trying to accomplish in a couple weeks.
You got 9 women qualified. What do you need to do on the women's side to put yourself in contention?
Do a very good job. I mean, our women are very young right now. We've got Maddie Flanagan's only sophomore, Kyla Davis a sophomore, Anna Childress in her junior year, and then we have a freshman, Tanaya Looney, and we've got a few other girls, Abby Lasser as a freshman. So these women are going to get a lot of experience. Maddie Flanagan's done a great job already at the national stage. Anna Childress breaking triple jump records and national records. So those 2 girls and Kyla Davis, who's a reigning national champion as well, those 3 girls are going to have to help lead this women's charge to get us in contention and be probably in the top 5 or 6 that we're hoping for right now.
All right, Coach, I appreciate you coming on and taking the time to join us. Good luck next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. How a military museum in Miami has brought history to life after starting off as just a single room. Plus, a historical mining landmark in southeast Kansas is celebrating 60 years since it started operating. Those stories, a lot more, of course, is coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Again, we are at the Plaster Center at Pitt State, where day 1 of the 4-State Farm Show kicked off. It's wrapped up for today, but it resumes tomorrow and Sunday, and the weather's going to be beautiful for those days.
Yeah, we're going to get the rain out of here as we go through the evening hours. A little chilly tonight. We drop back into the upper 40s, but tomorrow 70, 73 on Sunday. Get outside, enjoy it.
Final sports note.
I told you Missouri Southern plays tomorrow morning against Minnesota State Mankato. If they're able to win that game tomorrow, they advance to the regional championship, which will be held on Sunday there in Joplin.
And you will be covering it.
Of course.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.